we'd like to say that in our opinion it is not suitable for children or for those of you who may have a nervous disposition.
Hello, you snivelling viewers! Sitting there like dishcloths, ready to watch any rubbish these effeminate TV Johnnies care to dish up to you? Don't just sit there, do something. Move! Get up! Come here! Switch off!
So welcome back, folks. This week it's election week in New Zealand, so I'm going to do a big piece on that. Now, obviously it's always just my opinion, but I do use some facts as well. I mean, let's face it, this country is headed for a real fucking shit. I only said shit. Hello, Mr. Producer. Yeah? Yeah? What's that for? A fucking swear box. Oh, okay. Right, I put 10 quid's worth in already, alright? I've got 10 quid here somewhere. Well, I'll hold later. Oh no, I've got some here. Fucking Chinese money. Alright, 2. Alright, ta-tas. We'll have some fun today. So, yes. So, a flippin' swear box. Thanks, James. So we're going to be looking at the elections this week in New Zealand, and I might do that little food for thought that I was trying to look at before. So we'll just see how it goes. So first thing is first, Les, we're back. Give me a different t-shirt. Hey, Joe 90, Q titles.
So Gary, it's election week in New Zealand and all the crap's coming out. We'll have a look at the Maori Party, we'll have a quick look at the Greens, and then Labour, and of course National. And for you in the UK, National is just like the Tory Party, you know, grabbing everything. So we'll have a quick look at that, and Gary's going to try and have a look at food for thought and just show you a few of the cons in your food. Let's stop getting cancer, guys, because we can. Cut the sugar out. Back to you, Gary.
Okay, folks, let's get into it. I'm going to let you have a little listen to this young lady now, rather than me just waffling on and on and on and swearing, and I've only got so much money for the swear box. So she makes some sense, but you can definitely see she really sways to all Labour. But you can actually see what goes on in our political system in this country, which is actually quite diabolical when you actually peel the layers away. So coo you, young lady. Leslie, I know you're not a young lady. Coo the young lady, Leslie. You can get it so wrong, eh?
A small handful of wealthy people are trying to decide the outcome of this election. Since 2021, National has banked 7.5 times more donations than Labour. The ACT Party, who recently polled at just 8%, made almost 4 times more than Labour. This is thanks to their rich list of donors, like the wealthiest man in this country, Graham Hart, who donated to ACT, National and New Zealand First. He also successfully funded Wayne Brown into power. Because he can. Hart is worth over $13 billion. To put that into perspective, that's the combined wealth of roughly 30% of the New Zealand population, or around 1.5 million people. And unlike other countries, New Zealand has no limits on political donations. Donors enjoy home visits and lunches with prime ministers, party leaders and MPs beyond anything the rest of us can imagine. Hart's daughter, Gretchen Hawkesby, recently hosted a meeting with ACT's Brooke Van Velden and 70 allegedly rich mates. Gretchen is married to Kate Hawkesby's brother, and Kate and her husband, Mike Hosking, dominate our most popular radio channel. The media bias doesn't stop there. Jenna Lynch, lead political editor of News Hub, is with and has a baby with ACT Party Chief of Staff. And not long ago, Jessica Much Mackay, the political editor for TVNZ, let slip that they've been advising Luxon. Rich people also fund AstroTurfs. That's fake grassroots groups aligned with National and ACT who don't have to disclose their funding despite their relentless campaigning on behalf of political parties. AstroTurfs like the Taxpayers Union, co-founded by National and ACT Party associates. One ex-ACT Party staffer admitted that the ACT Party gained popularity after aligning with a Taxpayers Union campaign against a Green Party policy to tax landlords. Meanwhile, the rich get away with stealing around $6 billion a year in tax fraud. Companies like Fonterra, banks, energy companies and supermarkets are making massive, at times record profits. And property investors are making billions from our misery.
So she made a little bit of sense, even though she's clearly for Labour. But let's not forget that she and the rest of the Labour Party bought off the media in this country, and it's been an absolute shambles for at least the last 5 years. It's very blatant, especially under Jacinda. So let's have a look at this alternative party. I actually quite like this alternative party. Have a think. I think it's a good idea that won't ever happen, because that means we actually take control of where our money is spent. Have a listen.
You might be able to vote for a party to govern the country, but do you have any say in how they spend your tax dollars? What if they lied to you and don't commit to the promises they made? What if they start spending your tax money in ways you don't agree with? This is the power of a decentralized government. Not only do you get a choice on who runs your country, but you also get a say in how. When the government wants to spend money, they have to put it to a public vote. If a majority of people agree, the funds are unlocked. If not, they're not. Imagine being able to vote on everything from healthcare to education to infrastructure. Imagine having a real say in how your tax dollars are spent. If you like the thought of having a voice in New Zealand, vote Loyal, the only party who wants to decentralize the government and put the power back in your hands.
It makes sense. I don't know much about the party. It is a New Zealand party. We could do it because it's all digital these days. We could really do that if we actually took an interest in our politics. Our politics is our life. We don't even get it taught at school, funny enough. Now the next one, I'm going to have a quick look at the Maori party with I won't swear, Leslie.
I'm not a fan of democracy, because democracy is a tyranny of the majority.
What I've found is the most dehumanising treatment as a Māori woman, seeking to represent my electorates and the things that we believe in that are good, not just for Hauraki Waikato, but for the country. And so I'm still standing and I am still there because I will not be dehumanised, I will not be minoritised, I will not be otherised, and Parliament has to be a place that people see themselves in to be able to take aspiration, hope and opportunity further and farther, because our country needs...
Right, so first of all, the leader of the Maori party does not like, dare I say it, democracy. What the fuck? I don't care, I'll keep putting it in. He doesn't like democracy. Of course he doesn't like democracy, why would he? Then you got Mahuta, that woman with the mocha that she had put on about 8-9 years ago. She talks about being discriminated against as a Maori and that. Now, this all started because she was given contracts to her family and friends without going through the process of actually handing out contracts. And then when everyone was calling her out about it, saying she needs to be accountable, and she never was, you know, there is a process for getting contracts. You just can't go here to your bloody friends. No accountability. So what happened was there was a lot of backlash about it. And do you know what she turned around and said was, you're just all racist. Every fucking time that bitch gets caught out, she just calls the racist card, and it has never been about race. No one has ever said, you Maori lady, you swindled us. You know, it's never been that. It's been about her as a politician. Nothing more, nothing less. Right? That's that. So, fuck the Maori party. They're just wanting control. The coup governance for you people in the UK is basically 400,000 registered Maori want 50% of the actual vote in this country. Well, to my mind, that's realistically an apartheid, which we tried to abolish from around the world, but basically South Africa. Hey, so I don't agree with the Maori party. The Green Party, I'm not even going there. They're just so much in cuckoo land. They hold this country back with oil. We've got so much friggin' oil. I'm taking one back, Les, because I didn't swear. So much friggin' oil and minerals and gold and everything, and that just so you know it harms us. Do you know how... Hang on. Do you know how fucking stupid they are? And the Labour Party. We have coal mines that the Labour Party just closed down last year, right? Because they want to look green. This is how fucked up it is, right? This is really how stupid our Labour Party is. They then decided, because we got coal furnaces for our flicking energy. So what do? They get it from abroad and have it now imported at an inflated price. We're the ones paying for it at an inflated price, right? And it's dirty coal. It's not like our coal. They want to look green. How can you fucking be green when you're still burning even worse coal than before? Is the world that frickin' stupid? So, that's our good old Labour Party.
Free speech that we value so highly.
You value free speech so highly that you want to sit and say you're not allowed to spread disinformation, but you decide what disinformation is, which means you're censoring speech. You think I'm fucking dumb. What does that even make sense? Why did no one stand up in the UN and say you're chatting shit? You don't get to decide what disinformation is. If you say we're gonna ban dis and misinformation, and we decide what dis and misinformation is, you're basically saying we are censoring everything we don't like. And then you're gonna say that is done to protect free speech. What kind of bullshit, circle, roundabout, bumper clot logic is that?
As I said, you know, 100 billion in debt, rising, blaming COVID. You can't blame COVID because this has happened. Oh, we all helped keep businesses open. You want to see how many shops are shut, how many people committed suicide, families destroyed, especially that last lockdown, which I'm not going into, 100-day lockdown because someone got a cold. I just went into it, Liz. Do you know, bottom line with the politics in this country, like any country, if you think that they have done well in the last 6.5, 7 or 8 years, depending on your country, vote for them again. But if you think they're fucked up on a massive level and they're going to continue down the same road, because what they do is, we will now fix the housing cost prices, we will now fix the childcare with this, that and the other. Well, you've had 6.5 fucking years to get it sorted. Christ's sake, you can't come up with these policies now. You've been there 6.5 years. You've had your turn. You're fucked up. And it's back to the A or the B. A, we vote in A, and then we don't like A. We'll vote in B in 4 years' time, and then it just swings left and right and left and right. And every time it just gets worse and worse, and we're lied to more and more and more. And I keep talking about these billionaires, and you know they are the ones in control of any government because they can lobby. And in New Zealand, they can have X amount of money. They don't have to actually divulge, oh, whatever. I'm having a beer. I'm pissed off now. I'll take my money back. So that was politics for me. I did, as I said, vote for Jacinda originally, and I've been a Labour man most of my life. Labour in the UK is more conservative than I think the Conservatives are. I just think we need a system right down the middle that helps and fair people's... I cocked up and I can't be bothered. A fair system. That's all I want, a fair system for all. The more you earn, the more you get taxed. I get taxed more, so why aren't these super rich, these billionaires getting taxed the same rate as me? You know? So what are we moving on to? I want to do a film review. So vote for whoever you want. I've got to vote for Luxton because I've just got to make sure that Labour Party does not have another 4 years to completely bankrupt this country. And they will. Right. Film review, Les. It's a good one. It's about another multi-millionaire. Oh, you know what I'm doing now. Cut it. Right, so this week it's about a Netflix special, a documentary. I like documentaries, especially Netflix ones. They do a really superb job on them. But this one's about Beckham, David Beckham. Now, I've had problems with him over recent years, especially with the Qatar World Cup, because he got 10 million quid to promote that when over 200 people, slaves, died building them stadiums. I mean, it's not like he needs the money, is it, for frack's sake? I didn't swear. It's not like he needs the money, is it? 10 million. What's 10 million to him? I'm not being funny. He's not an ordinary guy. So anyway, I started to watch it. The Bend It Like Beckham bit, I was quite emotional about it. I actually had a few tears, you know, like little tears at times, especially when he is treated badly by the media and by the general public in the UK, which I actually remember when he whacked that other guy on the back of the leg, which was not really a whack on the back of the leg, and the other guy admitted later that basically he shouldn't have got a red card. But you have to look, this guy was already a millionaire. He was playing the media. He was getting sponsors, one of the first, the Brill Cream and all that other stuff. And I just felt really sorry for him. And then after episode 2, I went to bed, I'm laying in there and I'm thinking, actually, he's doing the woe is me bit. So episode 3, woe is me bit, and episode 4 was woe is me and I'm retiring, and basically he's a multi-millionaire who looked to the media. You know, he had to have the media on his side, because otherwise what's the point of all the advertising in the first place? It was put together really well. I even on my Facebook page gave it a 10 out of 10, and I still say it's a 10 out of 10, but this is about a woe is me. So when Ferguson was interviewed, and there was hardly anything on him, so you can see it was a very, very, very controlled documentary by the Beckhams. And Ferguson basically sold Beckham to a foreign country, Spain I believe it was, from memory now. And Beckham admitted he had an argument in the locker room where eventually he told Ferguson to fuck off. I'm only saying the words, Les, so I'm not going to put money... Oh, I'll put money in. So he basically had a boot whacked at him, basically, and it cut his head and everything. And then later, Ferguson sacked him. But you didn't hear Ferguson's side of the story, why he actually got rid of him out of Man United. And then when he was in the World Cup, Hoddle again was looked at the tyrant and the baddie. He wasn't given a say in it. This is all woe is me, multi-millionaire. Yes, he's blessed, of course he's blessed. Then they mention the affair, you think, well, they won't. They mention the affair. He never actually said he didn't have an affair. It was just put in, and then Victoria going, oh, we were on so much stress, it was unbelievable. Fuck 'em. It's a good documentary, but it is a fairy documentary. And Victoria's had way too much work done. Beckham still looks hot. I'm just saying, Les, he does look hot. So that's it this week, and what, we got a message from who? Have a quick look. Oh, okay. What, on my monitor?
Hi everyone. Well, with election day around the corner, people are asking me for my thoughts.
Oh, fuck off. He can right fuck. Do you know that guy, leader of the National Party? You got me going again, Liz. The National Party, way back, right? I remember when he first got into politics. He bought his way into politics, right? He worked on the stock exchange in America. Another controlled billionaire. He's not the billionaire. The people under him was the billionaire. His office was 3k from my house. You never fucking saw him. They kicked out the previous guy who'd been there 23 years, right? To bring him in. End up Prime Minister. He sold off so much of our stuff. And then he brought in all this Chinese money. When I mean he brought in Chinese money, what, you got me going. What he did was allowed any person to come in this country and buy up land. They don't even need to have a passport or anything. They could just do it over the phone. I was into bloody real estate at the time. I was a real estate agent, one of the great unwashed for 3 years when I came back here in 2012. And you couldn't believe the amount of money that the Chinese had, because they were like on 0.5% interest from China. They just bought up anything and everything. So our house prices, so my house back in 2008 was worth $360,000, half that into English money. When I came back, it was over $1 million, because by then the Chinese were buying, supply and demand, eh? And then when John Keyes was interviewed about it and said all about all this investment coming in, and these people in other countries didn't actually live in this country, he said, we need Chinese investment. What he meant is him and his mates needed the investment, and he had the most expensive street down the most expensive, he had the most expensive house down the most expensive street in the fucking country. Then he sold it and fucked off back to Australia. I'll put in 50 quid, I don't care, Les, because that guy is a fucking cunt. And he has overinflated the house prices by at least 2/3, and it stayed there. I live in a house that's basically made from pine, plaster and a fucking tin roof on a small section, 4-bedroom, whatever. And this is $1.2 million fucking house on a mortgage. What the fuck? I'm renting, by the way. So let's just close, Les. You just left me. What, you got a nice, because you know I'm into scooters, eh? You got a nice one of the politicians on scooters. Okay, show it.
It's time to get our country back on track. Polls are open, party vote national. Let's change this government. Let's go.
You fucking kidding? I've got no more money. Can I take some out and put it in? Luxton was on a moped. He doesn't ride a moped. He doesn't even ride a scooter or two wheels. If he did, he'd have a fucking pair of gloves on. That's basic 101. Imagine coming off. Whoosh, skin gone. No, good old Luxton on a fucking moped. Let's just close. I'm done today, mate. The election, in summary, is the same old farce. One side saying they're going to fix stuff that they should have fixed in the last 7 years. The other guy saying, I'm going to fix the stuff. And he actually hasn't got a plan, because at the end of the day, I noticed someone asked him a question. Where's the money coming from? We'll find it from somewhere. Oh my God. Is that how low our politics? We'll find it. I need to see clear plans. I'm voting for Luxton because I've got to cross my fingers that there will be some good out of this. Otherwise, I am literally fucking off to Australia. I've already had the chat with the missus, and it might happen. Ta-da this week, folks. Sorry about the swearing. James. That can go in the bin. Ta-da, folks. Have a good weekend.
In almost every country, there are two parties that have any chance of forming a government, sometimes three. So you vote for Party A, and you don't like what and they get into power, you don't like what they're doing. The only way to get them out is to vote for Party B. You vote for Party B, they get in. You don't like what they're doing. Why? Because basically it's the same thing, because the permanent government is dictating it, not them. So how do you get rid of Party B? You go back to Party A, and it's this AB that we call democracy.
I'm not a fan of democracy, because democracy is the tyranny of the majority.
Oh, God, Blimey.